Hey there guys, so the last time in the anime we saw that Nigan had sent thousands of monsters to kill EIN, because Shadow made him believe EIN is a demon. But EIN also risked his life to kill all the monsters, otherwise they would have annihilated the entire village. EIN pushed himself so hard that even Yuri's constant healing couldn't keep up. But then Nigan tried to pursue villagers that EIN is a demon, yet none of them wanted to listen to Nigan in the least, and that's when Shadow started to act. Nigan was a kid with no friends because everyone thought he had contagious disease, and that's when Shadow became his friend. Believing in him, Nigan started to brew a herb tea to give it to his father to relive his fatigue, but in reality the herb Shadow showed him was poisonous, and one day Nigan's father died. Shadow planned all this to use that stupid Nigan to smuggle humans to the demon territory, but now Shadow had enough, and decided to completely take over Nigan's consciousness. So now as the story continues, Shadow introduced himself as one of the demon viscounts and had concealed his skills and status, so EIN can't peek through, plus Shadow had trapped Nigan inside. And he blames EIN that this happened. EIN just had to drop in when he was doing his business of smuggling humans so well to the demon realm, so now Shadow wants to kill EIN. And if EIN has to stop him, he'll have to kill Nigan as well because they share the same body. Ein use spirit arts, but demons have anti-spirit power, so is not that useful. And before EIN could try anything else, Shadow summoned his minions to make things harder for him. Yet EIN tried to save the villagers from them, but he forgot Shadow has anti-spirit power. So making a wall won't help, so EIN used clones as a countermeasure, but he forgot about Shadow and can't harm him, or else it will affect Nigan as well, so EIN used fort skill for defense. But while using this skill, he couldn't move. EIN goes through multiple ideas in his head, but none of them will be useful to save Nigan and kill Shadow at the same time. Shadow knew this is the weakness all heroes have. They want to save everyone, but the reality is that EIN could save everyone if he just sacrificed Nigan right now. But sacrificing one to save others is not in EIN's dictionary, so EIN tried to call Nigan out of him, but it was rather useless. Yet EIN still believes and moves forward and takes all the damage to make Nigan come out, and to reach him to believe in himself, that had but finally gave way for EIN's voice to reach him. At that time Nigan was sulking. After all, he did cause so much pain to everyone around him, but EIN calls him out and tells him that he believes all this time one thing was true, that Nigan wanted to protect this village, so EIN tells him to remember the reason he did all this. Nigan had always loved the domain and the people. He tried to protect the smile on their face, because that's what his father had also taught him, and in the same time, villagers were standing their ground against the monsters. And one of them asked everyone to help out EIN and Nigan, because he was enticed by a demon. It's true, he did terrible things, but they'll figure something out for Nigan's punishment. Nigan also realized his mistake for not noticing what Shadow did, but he also knew he has to get up and move forward in order to stop Shadow. At that time Shadow was about to start his attack again. But Nigan stopped him. He came out and took control of half of his body and stabbed himself to stop Shadow. Nigan had realized long ago that Shadow was odd, but he overlooked it because Shadow was his first friend. And even now he thinks Shadow is his friend, who stayed by his side for so long and saved him from loneliness. But for Shadow, Nigan is nothing but a tool to fulfill his mission because he was so easy to manipulate. His weakness is a sin, and Shadow didn't want to die with him. So he decided to get out of his body and retreat for now, but EIN stabbed him before he got away. Then he goes over to Nigan to heal him up fast, but unfortunately, his powers weren't working at all. EIN was about to lose his hope, but Yuri holds him from breaking apart. It's thanks to her that he got the courage back, and they called out Nigan from the doors of death. Their combined healing worked, and they saved Nigan, but he wanted to atone for his sin by dying and saving others. That's all he could think of. But EIN had said previously that he's not a guy who sacrifices one to save others, and villagers also took EIN's side, because what Nigan did can't be atoned by dying. So he can't run away, and has to face the judgment for what he did. Nigan also realized that what they said was true, and he should receive his punishment. But Yuri had exhausted herself while healing Nigan. She went overboard, and EIN thanked her for everything she did for him. So for now, he puts her in shades to rest and promised to make all the demon kind pay for what they did. And while tending to Yuri's shadow again tried to run away, but Pina trapped him. EIN also saw this, and instead of killing him, EIN wanted to get answers. Shadow refused and EIN decided to dispose of him, so Shadow agreed and EIN asked why demons are after him. Shadow revealed about an order issued from higher up, but before he tells them who ordered it, he died. Then EIN says his final goodbye to the villagers one last time, and Nigan asked EIN to help out this domain. Let me explain what he requested from EIN. Nigan has requested the ownership of his domain to be transferred to EIN, as he had turned him in for his punishment. Thanks to that, EIN will become noble if he accepts it. And that could help him in many different ways, and killing a demon will surely ensure there would be no problem in acquiring noble title. Everyone showed their support, and with it he could get info on secret dungeons easily. So EIN decided to take this offer, but now he can marry the princess too, and Yuri refused to leave her spot. Princess also agreed that she could be his first wife, and she'll be second, and Pina teases Alice that she'll be fourth wife. But our episode 10 ends right there, so stay tuned to watch another episode of this anime, and for that subscribe the channel, and hit the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Till then, take care.